Welcome to the amazing world inside the womb, where every tiny baby grows and prepares for life after birth. It's also the place where bonding between mother and child begins, and where each little one's lifelong health is partly established. Human development begins at fertilization, when a male and a female reproductive cell join to form a unique single-cell embryo. At about 24 hours, the single-cell embryo divides into 2 cells, then 4 cells, and so on. This begins the incredible transformation from single-cell embryo to precious newborn. You may be surprised to know that most body parts form and begin to function in the first 8 weeks, even though full-term pregnancy lasts 38 weeks. By 22 days, the heart begins to beat and quickly resembles the heart of a newborn. By 4 weeks, the baby is surrounded by a fluid-filled sac, and her heart is pumping nutrients to her entire body. Here you can see her beating heart in slow motion, just 4.5 weeks after fertilization. Do you see how her heart changes color as blood enters and leaves its chambers with each beat? By 6 weeks, the baby begins to move, and he will turn away if lightly touched on his face. Brainwaves have been recorded as early as 6 weeks and 2 days. By 7 weeks, the baby begins turning her head and moving her hands. Individual fingers are emerging from his hand plates, and his eyes are developing rapidly. Leg movements are also seen, along with the startle response. The baby's 4-chambered heart is now nearly complete and continues its life-sustaining activity, resting only briefly between each heartbeat. By 7.5 weeks, the baby's fingers are separate. His hands begin to touch in the midline, as do his feet. Here you can see her beautiful right eye, surrounded by her brand new eyelids. Between 7 and 8 weeks, the baby forms nearly 2,000 additional body parts. By 8 weeks, the baby's brain is so complex that parts of it closely resemble the brain of a newborn. The baby begins breathing movements even though there is no air in the womb. Even at this early age, most babies prefer to use their right or left hand, just like you do. In just 8 weeks, the remarkable single-cell embryo has blossomed into 1 billion cells, which have already formed an estimated 4,000 body parts and a dozen body systems. By 9 weeks, the baby begins to suck his thumb, swallow, sigh, and stretch. His face, hands, and feet now sense and respond to light touch. Yawning begins by 9.5 weeks. By 10 weeks, he practices walking motions, and his fingerprints begin to form. By 11 weeks, the baby's mouth and lips are fully formed, and she continues to grow much larger. By 12 weeks, the baby opens and closes her mouth and moves her tongue. Her hands are fully formed. As pregnancy progresses, the baby continues to grow and acquire new skills: hearing, sleep-wake cycles, responding to sound and light, forming taste preferences, recognizing mom's voice, and more are all a routine part of the fascinating prenatal journey. Pregnancy is indeed a time of preparation for life after birth. It is also a time to celebrate and anticipate the joys, wonders, and challenges that come with every new life.